Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, February 12th, 2023. And this is our weekly energy update for this week, or whenever it is that you are listening to this message. It could be 2 years from now. And if your eyes fell upon this message, there is something in here that you need to hear for your highest good. We're calling upon, as we always do, God and all of the archangels of divine white light. And if you're listening to this, maybe your spirit guides kind of nudged you to listen to this video because there's something in here that you need to hear. We're working today with the True Love cards in honor of February 14th, Valentine's Day. And of course, that day is like a marketing day or something. You know, it's just been created. But we should be in the energy of love every day of our lives. We should be coming from a place of love and compassion for ourselves every minute of every single day. And I know that as a human being, we go through a lot of obstacles and ebbs and flows. So it's not that easy for us to do that. And we have other emotions that are not bad emotions, but are just lower emotions that we experience in life. But I just want to remind you, if you can remember, or just be mindful if you come into a place of anger. As long as that anger doesn't sit heavy on the heart, but you express the anger in a healthy way, and then you release it, and then you let it go, and it doesn't fester, and it doesn't sit in one of the chakras or in a part of your body, like the joints is where I find doing Reiki a lot of stagnant energy. That's why people have a lot of joint pain. So if you can come back to the vibration of love, or the vibration of compassion, or the vibration of forgiveness, well, then you're really helping and serving yourself, because all dis-ease actually happens outside of the body, and especially it starts coming into the aura, and then eventually it comes into the body. And I always bring this up recently when we went through this pandemic, and there were people that were getting sick that weren't even going outside. But what were they doing? Sitting and watching the television. Because everything is energy, sometimes the energetic frequency you magnetize towards, depending on your vibrational frequency, and it starts in the aura and it eventually comes into the body. The physical body. So today, can you love yourself a little bit more than you did yesterday? And can you love those around you a little bit more than you did yesterday? Just remember, as you're working on, if you are, I imagine you are because you're here listening to this, opening up your heart space, you do not want to guard your heart. So you want to imagine that you have an open heart. Your heart is expanding out. You have an open heart. You don't have this guard around you, or like, you know, you've probably heard people say that you have a wall around you, or people have said to others. You don't want to have that. You want to have an open heart, but you do want to be aware of putting yourself in a protective bubble. Because if you're listening to this, I'm going to imagine that you probably are an empath or someone that's sensitive to energies, in which case you want to make sure that you're protecting your energy field, including the aura, so that it doesn't take on anybody else's stuff. All right, so let's get started with this reading. And we're going to pull 3 cards. So decide now if you would like to go with card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And we're starting with the first card. And the first card is talking about the distorted masculine energy. And what, look, sorry about that, a pen on my hand, just got distracted. The distorted masculine energy is basically the toxic relationships or the dysfunctional relationships that we have in our lives. The ones that are codependent, it could be to anything, because actually what's here is like the bank. Look at the picture here. The bank, the police. All of these different things are popping up for us because sometimes when we're in our ego, it's a distorted way of being in power. And that's why it's showing the police and it's showing the bank. And there's good and bad in all things. So I'm not going to start talking about that kind of stuff. But there are some police officers and there are people in banking and then the government, and we can go on a rampage there, but they take their power and they use it to manipulate rather than to serve. So when it's being used to manipulate others, that power is in distorted masculine energy because it's very dysfunctional. It is very disharmonious. It is toxic. But when you are coming from the heart, like we just talked about, coming from a place of serving, then you're in a healthy masculine energy. We are all masculine and feminine energy. We are both. But you want to come from a place of being healthy. So in a relationship, as an example, you don't want to be dependent on the other person. You don't want to need the other person. You don't want to have an attachment to the other person. That would be distorted masculine energy. However, if you were in a partnership in a relationship where you had an equal frequency, where there was equal give and take, because masculine energy is the giving energy and the feminine energy is the receiving energy. So if you had this give and take that was harmonious, that was balanced, then you're in a healthy masculine energy. And we could go on and on about this. But if this card is the one that you chose, I want you to take a look at around you where maybe you're too heavy in the doing, in the going, in the needing to work more than relax or more than take care of other things or more than have fun. Where are you more in the not feeling the emotions? You don't want to feel the emotions. You're then lopsided. This card is asking you to basically open yourself up to more healthy relationships with people, with situations, with belief patterns, with values, because you are probably dropping some kind of a limiting belief or relationship or pattern that you have been carrying for far too long, and it is not working for you, and it is time for you to release it. Before we go to the second card, I want to just ask Michael, Archangel Michael, if he has anything else to say about the distorted masculine energy. Do you have anything else to share with us, Michael, about this card? Okay. So Archangel Michael is just saying, even though you can't see me, I'm helping you work through the situation. So what that is telling me is that you probably need to do an energetic cord cutting if you chose card number 1. And you're here listening to this probably on YouTube, but if you're not, go to my YouTube channel. And there is probably, it was like March 2020, so you'll have to scroll through, but I have a video there that you can listen to again and again and again that is like a 10-minute meditation that helps you to cut your cords. And it's crucial for us to be cutting the cords to the people, to the situations, to the things that clutter our minds and clutter our life, to relationships, to patterns that are no longer serving us. We in this year are cutting away the karma from our ancestors or from our lifetime that we took on maybe from other people or society that is not serving us. That is how we got into this distorted masculine energy, and we need to clear it out. So if you chose card number 1, go find that cord cutting video and start listening to it today. Card number 2. Card number 2 is about reparenting yourself. We are all working on, it's just so amazing to me that this card keeps coming up individually for clients and then, of course, in this reading today. And reparenting yourself is really all about clearing this distorted masculine energy and is about going back to your inner child and going back to taking what ways can you start taking care of yourself? Because you're probably not nurturing yourself and not taking care of yourself. And if you're in that distorted masculine energy, you're not, most likely. You're not taking enough time to take care of you. You're taking care of everybody else around you, and you are not taking care of you. You forgot how to take care of you. So if you bring yourself back to the small child, think about yourself between the ages of 3 and 7. Think of that person. And then start treating yourself as if you were that person. And start taking care of yourself and start speaking kinder to yourself and loving to yourself and forgiving yourself and having compassion for yourself. If you've been following my videos and my reels, the message is continuously coming up again and again and again. We need to work on forgiving ourselves and loving ourselves and having compassion for ourselves, taking better care of ourselves, putting ourselves first, which is not selfish, it is selfless. Because if you burn out, you're not there to help anybody else in your life. And so when you're in a distorted masculine energy, you're giving so much of yourself that you can't give any more to you. And that is where this card is coming in. You need to start taking better care of yourself. And if you chose card number 2, that's what you need to do starting today. And if you are unsure of how to do that, DM me and I can start helping you. Card number 3 is the card connection. Now in this card, of course, this is like a beautiful card, and maybe you are developing a relationship with somebody, and that's wonderful. But I don't think that that's what this card is about. Of course, it's a general reading, so everybody's different. But based on the way the cards are coming out, what this is saying is when you realize and become aware of the fact that you're in this distorted masculine energy, you're giving too much, you're unbalanced, it's not working for you, it's codependent or all different reasons, but it's not working for you. And you have to work on reparenting yourself and taking care of yourself, learning how to take care of yourself, learning how to nurture yourself. Now you begin to connect back to yourself, back to your inner child. It's like romanticizing yourself. It's like what this is really helping you to do is balance out and harmonize your soul with your physical. It's really bringing up, and this is deep when you get to this point. You've done the deep inner work when you are getting to this point. This card reading from past, present, future, or the 3 cards across is showing us basically the timeline in which it happens. It doesn't happen overnight. So whether you are here, where you're just starting out, you are here, you're already aware and learning and reprogramming yourself and reworking how you're going to take care of yourself, or you're here and you're continuing to connect to your inner self and you're continuing to connect to your inner guide. It's all good because you're in the process, and that is the key. The key is to be open, opening your mind, opening your heart to the process of growth. And the only way that you can get there is by allowing yourself to expand, which means that you have to go through some stuff, the distorted masculine energy, in order to get to that new connection with your higher self. So no matter where you are, it's great. And Archangel Michael is wanting to help you. So ask him to come and help you every single day. And if you feel you need a cord cutting for any reason, for anything that I said throughout this whole entire video, go to my YouTube channel, search, I think it's energetic cord cutting video. It's all the way to like March of 2020, and start listening to it today. I hope that this message served you. Happy Super Bowl if you're watching it, and I wish you a great week. Bye-bye.